We haven't seen so much change as this year in 5,000 years. This year, unlike if you thought last year was full of earthquakes and tornadoes, this year is supposed to be 10 times the velocity. This is the year where people are truly going to get it. When you think about situations at work or at home and you're trying to express your truth, you're trying to get something off your chest, and we really have this need, I would say on a whole more now than ever, to really stop and pause and go within and saying, I got to get this out. I got to share what I'm feeling. I'm not sure what it is that I'm feeling, but I need to share that. And that's a form of healing. And now I'm thankful for the hospitals and the doctors through listening to clients and patients and other healers that Reiki hands-on healing is in hospitals has become more acceptable. The internet, all-knowing information, where you just type www. And there's a lot more information about the way we could be healing in the Western Hemisphere. There's naturopathic doctor remedies, green teas, the green herbs you've heard of, saffron and different ways of healing, and essential oils. There's a lot of energy information out there and how we should be healing. So this information, and through individuals rising in their evolution, wanting to tell the truth, I got to tell my doctor, right? Instead of just trusting and putting that, no disrespect to the needle that's about to go into their arm, they are stopping and pausing and saying, wait a minute, how much time do I have? I have a broken bone or I have an ailment. Maybe I want to try to find out what this information is. Why is this happening to me? Have you ever heard, or have you ever walked into a coffee shop and you feel really good and you just kind of gravitate to that local Starbucks or Tim Hortons or local cafe and you feel really good and you just find yourself going there all the time? Energy attracts the same. And when you find yourself going to a different coffee shop and the energy is not so good, we're really stopping and pausing, going, I don't know why I don't feel good. I don't consciously know and understand. I'm going to leave now. We're becoming more aware of how sensitive we are to energy, which is thought form, feeling, and thinking and belief. It has a vibration and it resonates with our hearts. You follow me so far? So the heart, to me, is the crown jewel of how we participate with energy, how we release, and how we receive energy. Again, energy meaning every thought, every feeling, every emotion. Okay? And the world's evolving, remember. It's always spinning, lots of earthquakes going on, lots of vibration, and we're constantly balancing between the earth and the sky. We are 70% water or more, maybe 80%, and we are conduits for energy, thought, feeling, emotion, vibration. What I do is metaphysical healing. It is another step further. It's, I guess, 80 years ago, there was a crazy fellow, came up with a concept of quantum physics, measuring atoms. So from a distance, if what you think can actually form a physical matter from a distance. Okay, so what I'm feeling and sending, not consciously sometimes, but sending energy from a distance, I can actually change matter. So sometimes when I sleep at night and I wake up in that dream state, I see these mathematical equations, E equals mc squared plus biophoton energy, which is antimatter, because we're never alone in the dark, equals the new matter. Okay? So there's a positive and negative charge, and you heard about chi energy in your body and how you balance. We talked about that earlier. There's a flow, so if you put your hand on a person's body in a certain point, because we all have light energy, we can physically change the matter of somebody's physical body. And you can do it by verbally talking, you can do it by putting your hands on, but you can also do it by manipulating the energy fields. So what you think gets emanated into the field, the heart takes it back into a frequency, okay, into a system which gets transmitted to another frequency into the brain, that gets transmitted into a system in the nervous system through the spine. And that nervous system in the spine, in my views and what I see, it sends signals to other parts of the organ, and it can alter cells, genes, DNA. To balance my energy of input and output, what I'm bringing in is what I'm thinking, and what I need to get rid of is what I thought before, what my parents taught me. I love my parents, but you know what I mean? We're always evolving, the world's spinning, right? So create a visualize, and I would just close my eyes to shut everything else down, and I would look at arrows coming at me as opportunity, or difficult things that are coming at me if I'm feeling something but I can't see it, or if I know something's coming and I got to deal with it. Here I am, and I just create visualize arrows coming at me. And instead of fighting it like karate, you know, with my mind and trying to control these arrows, I just kind of let them roll through. Does that make sense? So I'm using creative visualization exercises in any way that I can to surrender to the process of what it is that I need to do to see new and to see different. Does that make sense? Because I was a real estate agent. Anybody know my story? I was a real estate agent, very powerful one, and do 40 deals a month. I had 2 little kids, husband traveled, and it was interesting what was attracting to me. I was sick. I had pre-cancer cells. The doctors diagnosed me, or starting to diagnose me with MS. I had distension. There's pages and pages of things that were going wrong and physical matter changing in my body. And after I decided that my relationship was over, I lied on the couch and remembering surrendering my physical self, my emotional self. I don't know where it is that I'm going. I just need to surrender and relax. And my 5-year-old son said, "Mommy, you're green today." And I said, "Oh, what color am I normally?" And I was led to say that, right? Thank God I said that, because it was the start of everything, what it is that I know in my thinking. So I'm not afraid to ask. I'm throwing it out there. And maybe his spirit, maybe his soul, maybe his information was ready to tell me, because I was ready to receive it. And he said, "Red, you're always red." And I said, "Draw a picture for Mommy what you see." And I know your eyes are going, so are mine. I'm like, what's he saying? You know, you can't find this on Barney. So there was, you know, zigzags and information, and there was colors. And it looked something like this. This is a picture of a 10-year-old drew for me about my body and what he was seeing. And he just knew that I was ready to listen to something new. And the only thing I could do was stop and pause and think, well, what's happening in my life that I was red, and what does that mean to him? And he's trying to be very nice, you know. I was very angry before, and I had red energy, and now I was healing. It was green energy in his interpretation at 5 years old. So taking a step backwards and looking at society right now, I really believe that society needs help, and that's why it is that I quit my real estate job and have transpired to be a very powerful healer that has, I suppose, gained respect in amongst the physicians, scientists, individuals. I've probably healed thousands of people, and chronic lymphomic leukemia gone in an hour. 4 cases like that, psychological cases. I feel that it's an honor to be a custodian of the light. It's an honor to have innate wisdom. It's an honor to share this information with you. And I don't believe anymore that it used to be where spiritual healing was left for the mystics and the crazy people of the world, you know. I'm a business person, you know. I'm an average mom with no medical information, so how could I possibly have this information about diabetes, about cancer? How can I break a 9-inch tumor in 2 months in a cervix where the doctor said there was no hope? How can this be? And it's not 1 or 2 incidents, there's thousands. And I'm very comfortable with what it is that I do. I'm very comfortable now with speaking and teaching and helping people understand that we're more than one-dimensional. We are multi-dimensional beings. I can channel information. Okay, when I got really sick, all of a sudden I saw my consciousness outside my body. Okay, so I was thinking, well, maybe the brain isn't in the head. Maybe there's something about information outside myself, because I could see myself outside myself, and I could see colors. And I actually heard a voice, put your hand here, put your hand here, breathe and pull and push. I was in trauma, I was very sick, and my life was crumbling, and I must have asked for help from somebody. I'm not a religious, I'm not a spiritual person at all that way, that I thought consciously. Something happened through me, it came through me, and it escalated. And my son is the same, my 2 sons are the same. And so I thought this would be a unique gift to be able to share this information if it was helpful. And I started healing people, and everything that I know is intuitive. I don't have any medical background. So, but it's interesting what's coming through me. It's almost like a ballet, like a dance. You know, there's not a central brain, there's not a central, you know, system inside me to move me. I feel that I'm moved through spirit. My hands move, my head moves, different things move, and it plays with the energy and helps transform people.